Thomas, long time no see. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Just a bit of injury news to kick off. Did everyone come through Tuesday night unscathed? And the latest on Mohamed Kudus as well?
Yes, everything came through it well, so it's good. You can say the one that been out for a small spell, Kuti and Dest responded well, so fit and available. Kudus is touch and go for tomorrow. We'll see.
Okay. I'm sure a lot of Spurs fans sort of hope that the Jekyll and Hyde Spurs days of lurching from one dismal performance to an excellent performance were maybe a thing of the past, but we've seen that in the last week. What gives you the confidence that tomorrow we'll see a performance more like Tuesday nights than last Saturday's?
I always believe when we go into every game that we will put a good performance out there and do well. I think what gives me some confidence that we will put a good performance out there is that I think most of the performance we put out this year has been good in general over the season. I'm not talking only about home. There's been some that's not been top. Two of them don't want to run away from that was against Bournemouth and Chelsea at home, where the two teams did very well, and we on the day didn't find the right solutions to match them. But I'm very confident because I think I see the right layers, the attitude in the players, the ability to want to improve. It's another big game coming up that we are ready for, that we are looking forward to. Get the fans behind us, we're ready to do everything we can to win the game.
I feel like I could almost ask you about any player on Tuesday night because it felt like a big performance for a lot of players, but I wanted to ask you about Xavi Simons because it felt like a real confidence-building performance from him. A sort of two-part question. Do you think he is a confidence player? And do you think the burden of being the main creative output in the absence of Kulusevski and Maddison is something that he is taking on and comfortable with?
I think every player need confidence. There's every player does that. The best in the world, everyone. Some can say when you go to a new club, I think it's a little bit more evident that it's not that easy just to hit the ground running. But the more confidence you get, the better you play. The more you play, the more, how can you say, relationship you find out to get with your teammates. Step by step. And I agree. I think Xami had a good performance. I think it was positive with a lot of bits. I still think it was a good step. I still think there's a lot of layers to be added to his game, but I was happy with his performance.
Just one final question from me on Destiny. I appreciate there's probably stuff you can't say about what's going on there, but a really, again, great performance from him on Tuesday night as well. And given everything that's been happening off the pitch for him, just how much have you been having to support him one-to-one? And have you seen, has he come to you for support? Has he seemed different, more subdued?
I think that the club, of course, it's a terrible situation to have been in, and can't speak too much about it. It's a legal case, as we know. The club and we have done everything we can to support him, and we'll do that. He's clearly doing well on the pitch, which is good, and we'll keep supporting him.
For Charlie, please.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
You mentioned those two losses at home to Bournemouth and Chelsea in the Premier League. Obviously, Spurs have got the best away record in the Premier League this season, but in terms of just that one win at home in the Premier League, do you get the sense that the players are feeling a weight on their shoulders whenever they do play at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium?
I think this is it's a big shirt to wear in many ways. It should be proud. It should be, something you're really excited about, wearing this beautiful shirt. Playing home and away shouldn't matter. To play home should be a massive boost. When we play at home, we should feel even more confident, even more, how can you say, aligned, even more willing to do everything. I understand that the stats are not too good over a long time. For me, it's now there's a new opportunity we need to embrace in the best possible way. Coming out there against a great Man United team that's in great form, it'll be a great game. and we'll do everything we can to get out on top.
In terms of Man United, most of their Premier League points this season have come when they have less than 50% possession in games. How do you expect them to play tomorrow, and how will you try to look to counter that?
I think first and foremost you can see it's a Man United team that got more confidence. Definitely, I think Ruben and his coaching staff have done a very good job. It's clearly been a tough year for them and for him. I admire him a lot for that, to go through a very tricky spell with a lot of how can you say, setbacks. So to get through that with that focus is well done, and you can see the bits he's been working on it's more and more clear. I think it's also clear that he play not only a system but a specific way, which they are very good at and they're getting better and better at. Right now they are in a moment where they have more or less, not more or less, I think every key player available, and found his team, played more or less the same team last 4 or 5 games. So we know exactly what to expect for them. I think they have a incredible, dangerous front three. They are starting to get more up to pace, and we need to close them down. But on the flip side, make sure they run a little bit more backwards. So because we are attacking.
One of those key players is someone you know really well, Brian Mbeumo, who's been named October's Premier League Player of the Month. Obviously, he had a bit of a slow start to life at Manchester United, but he's settling really well now, and he's showing everyone of course, you know what he can do. How pleased are you to see how he's doing? And I imagine you're not surprised at that.
No, I'm not surprised, of course. That of course, I will step out of my role as Tottenham or everything. I just, when you work with a player for 6 years, you get a close relationship, and to see him developing from being a young man, 19 years old was he when he moved to London and Brentford, and left 6 years later, going into one of the biggest clubs in the world with all that focus, and the way he stepped up. And for me, looking from the outside, maybe a little bit biased, I think he's been their best offensive player. He can create, he can score, he works hard, he's a team player. He is the perfect example, in my opinion, from a player what I call about attitude, confident but humble. He's a top player. I think he will have fantastic success there, and I hope that for him, not tomorrow, but in general, I wish him all the best.
Thomas.
Welcome.
Hi Thomas, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. You?
Good, thank you. We're about to approach the final international break before Christmas, and then that big block of fixtures through till March. So you've been here 3 months. Kind of a two-part question. Firstly, has it gone how you expected? And secondly, are we now seeing a Thomas Frank Spurs, or is that still work in progress?
That will be a working process. That's no doubt about that. I think the first 3 months has been super exciting. A big learning curve, because I think if you're not humble enough to admit, you learn, of course, every single day. You walk into a new club, you learn the players, you learn the staff, learn about the club, you learn about how it works, the fans, everything. But I think it's been overall fine. I think we've been doing quite well to be able to get the amount of points we got in the Champions League and in the Premier League, to competing in 2 fronts at the same time. I think that's been quite good. I think in terms of how we play, I think there's been some really positive bits, especially on the defensive side and set pieces, and we're clearly adding layers to the offensive part of the game. So I think we're far from where I want us to be. And I'm not in doubt we'll get there, but we're taking steps in the right direction.
In terms of getting there this season, getting there in the next couple of months, I mean, and I'm curious about the learning curve. I mean, when you go into every club, when you first went into the first club you managed, when you first went into Brentford, is it not the same learning curve, but just a little bit steeper because the size of the club is bigger?
I think I said it before. So learning, I think, when I walked in here, it's different. No, it's not different. So in some ways, it's exactly the same. is coaching 11 players, put a game plan up, evaluate a little bit, nurturing their egos, say them they're good enough,
Players got egos,
take them
coach.
up, when it's not going too well, manage expectation from the outside, a little bit more questions, try to implement the culture. All that is exactly the same. It's just different people. The level of what you want to do in terms of tactical is a little bit because they came from another setup, not worse, not better, just another setup. So you try to implement your principles, the way you want to do it with culture, with my fantastic staff around me. So when I say the learning curve, it's to learn the people, how they function in good days and bad days, how the team react to a disappointing game against Chelsea. We love to respond. So all those bits, that's learning. How you find out what is the right players that play together, what is the relationship on and off the pitch. Say the staff, the board, whatever, all that's learning. Where the last days in Brentford, I could walk in, not say anything, walk out, and I just knew it would be smooth, easy. Now it's a few more hard yards, but it's part of it.
Is it good for players to have egos? And how difficult is that to control?
I think we all have egos, even you. And even I no, we all have it because we don't have an ego. I don't think none of you would be in this room being in your position. I would not be sitting here. Some are just a little bit better to manage it themselves. Others need a little bit of guidance. So yeah, that's part of it. You're welcome. Thank you.
Hello, Thomas. Just want to ask you about some strikers. First one, Randall Kolo-Muani. Obviously, we've seen some positive steps from him. You say there's more you still think he can reach. What is it? Is it fitness? Is it sharpness? Is it adapting to Premier League, or all of the above?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think sharpness, because fitness-wise, he is, how can I say, he's fit to start and play, and he played. What did he play against Chelsea? 70 minutes, I can't remember, and then 75 against Copenhagen. So he is that, but to do it at a highest possible intensity throughout 90 minutes, that I don't think he's there yet. But also to have that sharpness where you don't think in your action, you just do it intuitive. I think that bit he's getting there. But I think it was very promising game against Copenhagen, and I think he's on the right track.
Does he bring that's different to maybe Richarlison or Solanke?
I think he's got a little bit. I think Solanke also is quite good to running behind, but I think maybe a little bit that pace down the side. I think that's a bit of it. I think he's in general, just not talking about him. I think I like his combination play. I like his link-up play. I just think he's a good player.
Just very quickly on Solanke, actually, how is he doing? Is he kind of on track to come back like maybe quite quickly after international break?
Yeah, I think the international break will be the big decider, because we have 2 weeks there to push him next steps. It's as you say, it's going forward. Just to take it instead of the questions every single time, because it was clearly that he was not ready before the international break. It's more we look after the international break. That's what we're aiming for, and I think you always want to get it right, but I think it's important to get it right so he's out there, can help the team, and we need him back.
Just last one, a young striker, Dane Scarlett, came on, had a positive kind of impact on the game as well. He's been a young player that's been talked very highly of by a lot of the Tottenham managers in the past, that he was going to break through and was going to be this kind of big, maybe even England international. What's he still going to do to reach that? And obviously there's a lot of competition for him here to make any impact at all.
I think with Dane, first and foremost, I think he's a great player. I think he's a fantastic finisher. He finishes at a very, very high level, left and right foot. I think probably he need the bits that every player needs. He needs to play minutes and games. That's the biggest thing. And right now the competition is tough here. And to be able to give him, let's say, 3, 4, 5 games in a row is probably a little bit difficult. It's never impossible, but it's a little bit difficult. So for me, he needs to play games.
Finish with George at the back, please.
Hi, Thomas. You just spoke about sort of relationships and combinations. It feels like Xavi and Wilson Odobert have really got a good rapport, and
I only sort of realised recently they played together at PSG in the academy. How sort of quickly did you guys on the training field see that kind of rapport and that relationship they have, and how sort of eager are you to build on that as well?
Yeah, I agree. I think that little bit, let's say, between the two of them, you all know it when you see two players that get along well outside the pitch. They also tend to find each other on the pitch a little bit. They just know, I go, if you run there, I run there. If I play around the corner, he'll be, and not set, and now he runs deep, or whatever it is. I think that helps definitely, because I also think they have more natural conversations about, okay, if I turn here, then you run down there, or if you turn, I want the ball there, whatever it is. So I think that's important. You've seen it plenty of times with players in the past in different clubs.
And I guess how eager are you to sort of build on that? They're obviously two young guys, both have big price tags on their head, but it feels like kind of slowly but surely, certainly in Wilson's case, he's kind of starting to show his worth.
Yeah, I agree. I think, as I said, Wilson before, I think it looks right when he's out there on the pitch. Happy that he got his goal against Copenhagen. I think he looks lively. He's always there. He wants the ball. He's not afraid to get it into feet. Under pressure, he's good to arrive in the box. He's alert. The goal is actually a good example of that. A little bit impossible ball that Kolomouani is chasing down, and maybe does he get that? It doesn't get, but he believes. So Wilson is on the way quite early. That means he's in a perfect position to a relatively easy goal. Others could maybe just leave it. So he's constantly alive. His eyes is aware.
And just with Tuesday, it was a fantastic winning performance, and the atmosphere was really, really good. I'm guessing probably the first time you've really seen the stadium that alive and rocking as much as it was. How much did you enjoy seeing that, and how much do you kind of want that again, I guess, tomorrow at 4:00?
Yeah, well, the stadium was really rocking. It was great to see and experience, definitely. I said many times before. I think it needs to be a collaborative approach between fans and players together. Just want to do everything we can to get over the line and win a game, and the more we can push each other to bring that positive energy in, the better. And that will be both ways. We will do everything we can to perform, to come flying out, to be on top of the game. Some part of the game will not, because we face a good team. No team will have momentum in 90 minutes. But that positivity, we definitely need to build on that.
Okay, well, in the broadcast section there.